Okay,
2 minutes
good.
till
How are you?
the presser.
Quiet so quickly.
What's that?
It gets quiet so quickly.
Yeah, it does.
As quiet as we all get.
It's as quiet. 1 minute.
Yeah, we're 1 minute.
Did you hear, Heather? 1 minute.
1 minute.
Sheriff Mike Williams.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you guys for being here today. Listen, I wanted to take a few minutes before Chief Hackney gives his investigative update and talk just a little bit about the case this past week. As many of you know, I was out for the entire week. We're following the case daily. I get daily updates from the Under-Sheriff Pat Ivey and from Chief Hackney as well. And I can tell you I'm extremely pleased with the effort that we put forth in this case. I mean, there's not one thing that we did not do because I wasn't here, or something else we could have done because I was here. No decisions that were delayed, any of that. These men and women have done a fantastic job in running this investigation. The men and women of JSO have done an incredible job under some pretty harsh circumstances, in the searching and the environments they've been in, and the circumstances of the case in general. So I wanted to take a couple minutes to thank them. I also want to thank the community for just an outpouring of support. I mean, we still have supplies that we have yet to use that they've gathered over the week. The business community, the general citizens. I've got a list of agencies. At a more appropriate time, we'll thank everybody. Today's not the time for that. We've still got a very active case that we're working. But I did want to take just a minute. And tomorrow we will sit down and do kind of an exhaustive review of what's happened in the past week, not just for me, but for the entire process. We'll be really hypercritical of what we've done. We'll look at every investigative decision, every logistical decision that we've made. We may go back and search some areas again, where we feel like there's benefit. And at any time, if we get any information that would lead us to ramp up the search again. I know we had over 300 people at one point this week in the search efforts. If we get any information that leads us to that scale of an operation again, we will do that again. So we've got a lot to cover in the next couple of days to kind of recap what we're going to do. So again, I would encourage the public, if you've got any information that you think may help us in this case, as you've been doing, don't hesitate. Give us the information. We'll take it. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chief Hackney, and he and I will be here after his brief answer questions. So
thanks, sir. We're at day 10, and we have 70 people out looking. Day 10 goes by, and hearts still break. As things wrap up today, we came back out here with the Southside effort, after finishing some things on the north side, to wrap up what we may have missed, what we needed to touch on, some other new information that had come in that led us to search throughout the south side area. At the end of the business day today, I kind of feel like that's going to wrap up, that we have tied up whatever loose ends we have other places that we have searched, taking those people, the 70 officers that have been out here searching today. So as things kind of wrap up today, that will stop what you see is the large scale, obvious effort that we have. Now, this is still a very, very active investigation. Things are still fluid. There are changes coming almost constantly, day and night, and we are reactive to those changes. The big effort that you see out here now, at any given time, when that new piece of information comes in, these efforts can be ramped back up. So at the end of the day today, you may not see the large buses and 70 officers out there. There's still a very large contingency of folks that are working on this case to bring this case to a successful resolution. You know, I mentioned yesterday there's $12,800 out there. You know, you can buy a car with $12,800. You can pay off a lot of bills with $12,800. There's just so much you can do with that money. And the people that I might be speaking to, the person I might be speaking to, knows it's the right thing to do, knows what we're looking for. We're looking to recover Lonzie. You know, the media briefs that we've done on a daily basis, I've done those at noon. I'm going to stop doing those. I don't want to be repetitive in my effort. The public's attention, I don't want to take away from it. So as new information comes in, or as things break in the case, I'll certainly step back out and give those updates. And tomorrow, as the sheriff mentioned, as we kind of go back through and take a look at everything we've done over the past 10 days, we'll make a decision at what level or what amount of time we'll consider keeping those briefings going. You know, over this past 10 days, I have put a lot of personal input to y'all and to the public during these media briefings, and I've really done that because it's so personal to me. But I want you to know it's as personal to the other men and women who have taken any part in this search effort to find Lonzie and to bring justice to that little boy. The hearts of everyone break, and the fact that we haven't found him yet breaks our heart. But the support that this community has given to this case, to the officers who are out there searching, the love, the support, and the prayers are so thankful and so appreciative. You can take your questions now.
The community is extremely invested in this search, and a lot of people have stopped by this particular site, you know, giving you guys tips and trying to see what they can do to help. I think if you could just reiterate, you know, what you guys are going to be doing, even though they're not going to be seeing as much of it.
The investigative team, from all of these canvases that we've done, the houses that we've knocked on, this is over 2,000 people's houses and businesses that we've knocked on. That's a lot of data. That's a lot of information. We're going to comb through that and pour through that to make sure that there's not some piece of information that's out there that can lead us to the successful resolution of this case. You know, the recovery of Lonzie was only a portion or a part of what we're doing. The second part of that is to build the case against the man who we feel is responsible for this. Ruben Ebron had Lonzie. Ruben Ebron didn't have Lonzie. Our facts and our evidence lead to the fact that the abduction that he reported is false, that he's manipulated, lied to the police, and not cooperated to a fashion that has led us to find the 21-month-old. So our efforts behind the scenes, without the big public show, is to build that case and work that evidence and take that mountain of information that people have given us as we step forward. You know, I asked several days ago for videos of businesses. That takes time to pour through, and that's what we'll be doing.
Some of the family members have asked us to ask you, have you guys searched any sewage lines or anything along those? I know you've been searching ponds and wooded areas. Any sewage lines?
Yeah, I said if there's a puddle, would be in it. If there's a tree, we're under it. Part of that, and again, to go into specific detail, I've really tried not to do. I've tried to share as much as I can, as much as wouldn't jeopardize the case. And again, I don't want to feed information to Ruben in jail. I don't want to build his defense for him. That's not my job. My job is to find that little boy, and my job is to build a case against him. But part of what we have done has been trash dumpsters, has been the sewers. You know, a lot of those sewers connect to these detention ponds that we've been in. It's just a systematic part of what we do.
That $12,800, you know, you're talking about that someone used that money. Do you think someone's sitting at home with information right now?
I hate the thought that somebody is sitting at home with information that we can use. But I can't discount the fact that through all this and through all the people that are involved and associated with this, that somebody doesn't have that piece of information that I'm looking for. And I have to reiterate this again. This is anonymous information. You can pick up a phone, you can find a payphone, and whatever makes you feel comfortable with giving this information, do that. But giving the information is the key to that. And all I want to know is where to send this group of people to go find that little boy's body.
You have shared a lot of, you know, your personal opinion about all of this. It just seems like this is on your mind 24/7.
I go to bed thinking about this. I wake up thinking about this. And until this case is resolved, that's going to happen. There's certain things that happen in your police career. This is my 24th year. This is right there at the top of these things that are there. You pour your heart and soul into every position that you work as a police officer, be it a patrol car or myself as the chief of detectives. You pour your heart and soul into that, and there's certain ones that take your heart and pull them. This is one of them. I've had a lot of cases. I've been involved and mixed in with murder investigations for quite a long time, through my 24 years. I still see those people's faces. I still see those family heartbreak. That's part of what I take that makes me me. This one is a big piece, and it's got a big chunk of my heart.
Is Lonzie's mother still cooperating with you all?
Yes, she's still cooperative. When we call her, she comes.
Is there any reason to believe that she is maybe helping him or covering up for him?
She better not be. I said yesterday, if there's somebody that's associated with it, I don't care who it is. If they're associated with us, if we're able to build a case and find them, they will find themselves incarcerated.
Sheriff Williams, I just want to ask you a couple questions. First, we haven't heard how you feel about this case. I know you're saying that you feel that the investigation has been handled very, very well. I think the community would agree with you on that. What are your thoughts on the case in general, though, the investigation?
In terms of the way, again, in terms of the way the investigation is going, I feel comfortable. The type of investigation it is, as Tom said, these are ones that stick with you a long time. I mean, we've had something recently like this in the past with Sheriff Periwinkle, and I was heavily involved in that case as well. These are the ones you remember. They really are. So these are tough cases to work, but rest assured that Tom and that entire team, the search team, the investigative team, they literally, as he said, go into bed at night thinking about this case and waking up in the morning. Listen, we've not had one complaint from one officer about digging through a swamp or diving for 10 hours, being out in the sun, in the rain, nothing. So yeah, I can tell you it's a credit to the men and women of JSO, and they're just doing fantastic.
What's your message to Ebron?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna hold my thoughts about Ebron to myself. I'll tell you this: he does hold the key to this case. So at some point in time, if he's got a conscience that needs to speak to him, he needs to help us find him.
Have you spoke to him personally?
I have not.
I have one more question for Chief Matthew. You mentioned earlier surveillance video that you guys are going through. I know it takes a while to gather that, but is some of that surveillance video from the north side?
Some of it is from the north side, some of it is from the south side. And there's a lot of businesses with hours of those videos. Leave no stone unturned. Watch every minute of those videos to make sure that there's not some piece, some part that we need in those. And that's the course of a normal thing that we'll do. And any investigation, if we feel like there's surveillance video, there's so many places that have it now. It's good for an investigation. We're going to look through every minute of it.
Chief, actually, there's one named suspect right now, Ebron. Is there any other people you are looking into potential disappearance? Is there, I know you probably wouldn't want to share their names, but are there several people or one?
Right now, like I just alluded to a second ago, Ruben says I had the child. I had Lonzie. And then when this report of this abduction and all that theft occurred, he didn't have him. Well, I'm not giving that card away to say, but I can say very, very strongly that didn't occur. The story that he has told us, the story that he told the Florida Star, not the facts that we're operating on. So the one person that I know should have Lonzie doesn't have Lonzie and doesn't tell us where he is. So other people, like I've alluded to, if there's somebody else that's associated with it, as we put this case together, we're going out.
Are you getting more tips constantly?
Yes, every day another group of tips come in, and it's great to see. It takes a little bit of time to come to those because you don't know in there where that tip that could be the one tip that you need. So we are the best of the best look through those and make a decision as to where they are and what to do with them. All right. Hey, again, thank you all for your support, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.